Today I'll be sharing with you reasons why you could be occupying the same apartment with your next door neighbor. The same apartment, the times of numbers of room, the same features and the same fittings, and yet you are paying more or is paying more than you do. Okay, there are diverse of reasons why this could actually be, but for today's video I'll be focusing on why you are paying more than he is. So I'll assume you are paying more than he is paying. Now there are reasons why this could be. Okay, the first reason could be either of you is a sitting tenant, like your next door neighbor is a sitting tenant. Yeah, if your next door is a sitting tenant, that means you met him there. He has been in that property for like 2, 3, 4, 5 years before you came in. Definitely you'll be paying lesser and you'll be paying more. Why? Because as at when he came in as a new tenant. He actually paid the rent obtainable in that environment, so he enjoy for a period of time before his rent could be reviewed to what is obtainable in that environment. Now, even though if his rent is reviewed to what is obtainable in the neighborhood, he has that negotiating power as a sitting tenant to negotiate with his landlord or his agent. Oh, I know this is what is obtainable in this neighborhood, but yet I am a sitting tenant. I have been in occupation of this property now before now. So what can you do for me? So he still stand a chance of getting a reduction in rent, whereas when you come in, you are paying what is obtainable in that neighborhood. You are paying rent in its full rental value in what is obtainable in that neighborhood. So in that case, he will be enjoying a lesser rent than you do, even though when his rent is reviewed, he still have that power to negotiate and still enjoy a lesser rent than you do. Another reasons why you could be paying more than your next neighbor is premium, the payment of premium. Okay, fine. As that when your neighbor comes in, he might actually pay a premium, a lump sum of amount that is paid to the landlord by a tenant to enjoy reduction in rent. Yes. So your tenant, the next door neighbor might actually pay lump sum of amount to the landlord in terms of premium. Then he won't be paying what you are paying as rent. Yes. And another thing is, if your next door neighbor took the apartment as it is, that means the landlord didn't cough out a dime from his pocket to carry out any repairs in that in that apartment. So your next door neighbor took the apartment as it is, now fixed it to suit its own taste and the standard of the landlord. Yes, in reduction for rent, in reduction for a lower rent than what you are paying. So in that stance, you will be paying more than your next door neighbor. Why? Because he has taken the place as it is, and he has spent his own earned money to put the place to its taste, and then the landlord won't object. Why? Because if the tenant is leaving, he's not going to damage the place. He's not going to remove anything. He's not going to say, I fixed this, so I'm taking it away. So the landlord knew that that place, that repairs that tenant is going to carry out is to his own advantage, is to improve the value of his property. So the landlord will necessitate to give the tenant a reduction in rent for what? For the repairs he's going to carry out. So that's another reason why you could be paying more than your next door neighbor. Then another thing is surrender and renewal. Yes, this commonly happens when there is a long time lease. Yes, and then you have few years unexpired time, and you are looking at a longer lease ahead, and you're like, okay, fine, why not let's go of this few, maybe 2 or 3 years that I still have left, and pick up another 15, 20 years lease. So in that way, you let go of the few years that you have, and then you negotiate for a lesser rent for the long period that you have ahead of you. So in that way, you get the lesser rent. Yes, because why? Because you have made some sacrifice. You let go of the rent that is unexpired, your unexpired time. Then you are giving the landlord another cash for him to do business with again. So the landlord will necessitate to actually collect that money. At least we all know the time value of money. So the rent he should have collected in the next 3 years, if you collect it now and invest it now, it will earn him more than he waiting till the next 3 years to actually collect the same rent. My name is Adekunle Shijade. I'm an estate surveyor and valuer, a realtor, a property manager, a facility manager. So till I come your way next time, remain blessed.